Oh, Shubham is making notes also. Peter is also making notes. And what's your good name? Uh-huh. Your name? Maren. Mahren. Maren. So I guess Alex will not need to translate anything then. He can also enjoy. Mm. Mm. How many people are there online? Yeah, there are 4 more people. Oh. I put in gallery. Yeah, gallery. The others are switched off the camera, so it's not seen. Yeah. Yeah, switch on the camera. Can everybody switch on their cameras? So we will keep this conversation, not a lecture. So anytime, any place you want to ask something or say something, perfectly all right. Yes? So let me share the background first. How did this conversation happen actually? So far what I have seen from ancient times, I can categorize the research work in broadly 5 categories. One is pure research and sharing, like Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Maharshi Patanjali was a scientist. He did his research on the consciousness and shared things. Then there are Upanishads. Upanishads are like students studying in a university, and then out of curiosity they ask their teacher or master, as we say from ancient times, on a particular topic. Like the most simplest one is called Ishavasya Upanishad, where the conversation starts with what is God, who is God. And then there are 3 major texts. Of course, there are many, but these 3 are considered major texts. All these 3 again, a conversation between a master and a disciple. But it's good to understand little bit of context of each one and the little bit of comparative study. So the most ancient one is this, what we will talk about. It is between a disciple whose name is Rama, is very young, around 16 years old. 16? Yeah, 16. And his master's name is Vasistha. Rama literally means, Ra means light. You will find this root word in almost all ancient languages. Ma means, Ma here signifies the self, the light of the self. Because he was the one who almost like 15,000 or little bit more above. He was the one who literally manifested the light of the self in daily life, common life. And then happened Ashtavakra Gita, where the disciple is a king. Here Rama is not a king, he is a prince who would be a king. So young, very young, 16 years. Ashtavakra Gita, where the disciple is a king, very happy, his kingdom is doing good, people are doing good, and still he got a question. And then came the Bhagavad Gita, where the disciple is a middle-aged man, around 47, warrior, prince, and the master is Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita happened because the disciple was in crisis. His crisis was his cousins will not give, there were 5 brothers, their right to kingdom. So they thought and thought and they thought that we need to fight because they are not listening to anything, and it has been unfair so long that if we don't fight, then this reign of injustice and everything will not stop. So this kind of crisis, I basically, anybody will say, situational crisis. Can you think of more situational crisis from life? Think. And anybody from online also can unmute and speak. Think of more situational crisis. Why do we call it situational crisis? Think of situational crisis. Hey, you all must have gone through some crisis. What was the crisis, situational crisis you have been through? Say something.
Yes, because I came here because I couldn't stay back in India, and now I sometimes feel like I'm neither can't go there, not
Okay.
here. So
Something related to career. Career. What else? Relationships. Okay. What else?
illness.
Health crisis. Perfect. So these are situational crises. Once the situation is resolved, the crisis is gone. That's why these are called situational crisis. Now, somebody's phone is calling. Okay, somebody, somewhere else. It's okay. Sound is good there. Online Zoom, Abhishek.
Ji Swamiji, it's perfect. Thank you.
Now, in this situation, the disciple was a very qualified person, one of the exceptional warriors from ancient times. It is literally in history only 2 people who have won over their sleep. Only 2 people. He is one person who did not sleep for 13 years. His master was right there in front of him, and he could not. When he out of the crisis, he went for a war, and he went finally when they are in the battlefield, he could not handle the scenario. scenery because it was family fight. You understand? To fight someone as an unknown is very easy, but if it is your family, it's not that easy. Correct, no? So he got extremely emotional, psychologically totally disturbed, and then he decided to give up. He gave up, and then he is talking to his master. So this conversation is very unique in the sense that his master has to hold him and bring him up psychologically, emotionally, so that he can fulfill his responsibilities. The second Ashtavakra Gita, the king is middle-aged, he is very happy. He, everything is going right, but then one day, this also might have happened. Many times if we know that, yeah, I know this, I should be doing, I should not be getting angry, I should be doing whatever I am supposed to do, but how? Has this happened to you? How? I know this, but how? So this is from where Ashtavakra Gita begins. In this situation, the disciple is without a master. He gets this question and then he starts asking the question, who will answer me? So he kept asking questions to people again and again, meeting different people. People were giving their all answers, but he was not satisfied at all. Finally, he met his master, who is known as Ashtavakra, and then something stuck to him. Yes, this person will make sense to me. Third, what we will talk about, the Prince Rama has absolutely no crisis like this, no health, nothing, everything is very well settled. He will be a king soon. But what happens one day, and those days, studies were very tough, literally tough. From early age, after 5, sometimes after 7, they will go to their masters, and from big early morning till night, they are doing everything, studying also, cleaning also, whatever is there, they have to do everything. And because uh, he was so brilliant, he could finish all the studies, warfare, economics, politics, administration, you name the subject, and he was master of it. So when he came back from his studies, he thought there were 4 brothers. So like how it happens, no? You have not seen the world, you have whole time been studying, so you want to see the world now. So they all proposed, why not let us go and see the world? So they all go out on a, what can we say, not picnic, on a tourist adventure. Around 1.5 years it took them to travel through what was their whole country. When they all come back, the rest 3 were perfectly all right, but something changed for Rama. So he started asking questions like, why I am here? Has this question any time come up? What is the purpose of this world? Why is it here? Why I am here? For example, where were you born? I am born. Where? Which place?
Which place here in Germany my body is born?
Okay. Why it was in Germany, not any other, such a big word? Why you are here now? You understand the question? This is existential crisis. Existential crisis, actually these questions come up in almost everyone, but it does not turn into a crisis for most of us, because we get back to our own worlds, family, eating, drinking, sleeping, whatever we are doing, job, business. For Rama it became a crisis. Why? Because he thought and thought and thought and thought, because he was very intelligent. So he thought about a lot, and he could not find an answer that will satisfy him. And then it turned into a crisis, that finally he came to a conclusion that if my life is just eating, drinking, sleeping, maybe in between marrying, having kids, business, job, and then one day I'm dying, then I don't want to live. If my life has no greater purpose, what is the purpose of living then? Any day, one day I'm going to die. Why not today? And he gave up literally everything, eating, drinking, everything, meeting people. And he also had master. So in three situations, we will not take Upanishads and other things. In three situations, two had masters, and exceptional masters. His master's name, Vasistha, literally means the greatest amongst the humans. And Krishna was, of course, one of the most exceptional masters. So two people had their master there, and still they got into crisis. They gave up all their responsibilities. One did not had a master, but he did not give up his responsibilities. You understand the difference? That is why Ashtavakra Gita is like a PhD. It's not like primary questions and answers. Of course, the mature thing is not to give up your responsibility, but another thing, can you see, a crisis can happen at any age. And also, not everyone comes to spirituality asking questions only in crisis. Even when you don't have a crisis, if you are intelligent, of course, getting into a crisis is a very high probability. But if you are intelligent, even then, if there is no crisis, you can start asking questions. So these are the things, just keep in mind. Huh? So far good. Where is the board?
We have a whiteboard.
We have? Please. So far good? Anything from there? No? Ah, perfect.
It was King Janaka, right? And he had no crisis as such. Then you wanted to know the answer? Or?
Yes, he was searching for the answer. I know everything, but how? So, do not ever assume that people come to spirituality looking for master only in crisis. Generally, there is an assumption that everybody comes to spirituality out of some crisis. It's not like that. It's sign of intelligence also. So now Rama, what he experienced. So this book has basically 6 chapters. In Sanskrit, in this particular context, it is called Prakarana. First is where Rama is speaking, what he has seen, what he has experienced. If you will read this chapter, it will literally shake you. If this person can see this and feel why we are not, why I am still like this, then the master starts to speak. So the first chapter is called Vairagya Parkaran. So basically, Rama is sharing. I'm just sharing things in a very summarized way. He says that I have seen the whole world. What I have seen is people who are healthy or wealthy, they also die. People who are sick, poor, they are also dying. Somebody is born, then grows up playing, eating, and then one day grows up, finishes studies, job, business, whatever, marriage, and then one day dies. He says that I see everybody is living, but nobody understands why they are here, what they want. Everybody is running in this world, going somewhere, but nobody knows what they want. And I don't see anything in this life, such kind of life. I want to do something for the world. But does this world has a purpose? Is my life any purpose? Of purpose, or I'm just here? Suppose, for example, Savani, when you were born, year? 1998. So where were you before that? Why was I born in 1998? One day I will die. Where will I go? Why I am being born? Why I am dying? And so he keeps on describing. In Sanskrit, an ancient text, it is called Shamshan Vairagya. Vairagya of the cremation ground. Cremation ground. Cremation. Have you ever been to a cremation ground? Burial ground? Graveyard? How does it feel? Everything dark, cold. You have no interest in anything. You go there and you literally everything shakes. Vairagya, you understand? Dispassion. Such kind of dispassion which makes you so uninterested in everything that it is considered equivalent to death. You have no interest in anything. So he is describing everything. He is saying that people are just being born, they are dying. Nobody knows why they are born, what they want in life. Just going on like this. So that's why this is called, if you read this chapter, intense dispassion will happen to you. In this book, you cannot ignore this chapter also. But in the Bhagavad Gita, if you are not in a crisis, you can ignore the first chapter because there is no crisis for you. No health crisis, no emotional crisis, no financial crisis, no career, nothing. But other two books, you cannot ignore even first chapter. Not a single thing you can ignore. Now, when finally there are two masters sitting there. One is Vasistha and another is Vishwamitra. They let him speak. Whatever he's saying, he's speaking, speaking, speaking. Whatever he has felt, he is sharing. And then finally, Vishwamitra says, okay, now we understand you what you are feeling. Now you need to listen. In this book, particularly this book, there are lots and lots and lots of stories. On the surface, many times you will feel that what is this story all about? Why is this story here? So why in ancient texts you will always find stories. Why stories? You may forget the knowledge, but stories everyone get attached to. If a story is good, you remember the story. And one day, it may happen that the story starts to click to you. So here, Vishwamitra is sharing a story. Now listen to the story and tell me what he is trying to say. So he is sharing the story of, and before this, all the scriptures have one particular aspect to them, but all the scriptures are in some way connected also. A lot of common things are there. So remember, because this will come up. So he is sharing the story of a boy called Shuka. Shuka is son of Vedvyasa. Vedvyasa is a very well known rishi from ancient times. Enlightened. Shuka from birth is meditating in knowledge. And he knows everything. So whatever he asks, whatever his father tells him, he knows, I know this. Anything, I know this. But there is something which is, he is also in very deep dispassion. He's saying, I know everything, literally all the scriptures, I understand everything, but again, how? Is it really possible also? So his father understands everything, and then he says, you need to go to King Janaka. So Shuka, those where there is no WhatsApp, Facebook, so of course his father could not send a message that my son is going, please take care of him. So he reached to the King Janaka's palace. So guard asks him, what do you want? So he says, I want to meet the king and I have a question. He says, okay, wait here. For 7 days, no response, no message. He's standing outside in the sun, cold, rain, whatever, whether you had water or not, whether you had food or not, doesn't matter. For 7 days, he's standing there, waiting. When the king will call, he will go inside. 8th day, the guard says, you can go in. So now he has got a shelter, the place where he can sit, nothing else. Now again, just he's waiting, waiting, waiting. 7 days, no messages, nothing. 8th day, another guard comes, okay, you can go in. Now he goes in, he receives all the luxuries of the life. People are there to take care of him, all the whatever he wants, they will bring to him. Like a king, how you treat a king. And he is simply sitting there, waiting, nothing else. He has all the girls, he has everything, but he just waits, and waits, and then on the 8th day, he is brought to the King Janaka. Sharing this story, Vishwamitra says, like Shuka, you are also ready to receive the knowledge. So what is this readiness? You tell me. How? What was? What do you see the qualities that make Shuka ready? And what he's saying, Rama, like Shuka, you are also ready to receive the knowledge. Share something. Presence of mind. Yes. What else?
All three stages.
Okay. Curiosity, presence of mind. What else? What is the quality the master is talking about here?
Maybe thinking that he trauma accepted that I don't know.
Okay.
Or there must be something that I have.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. What else?
Dispassion, Swamiji.
Dispassion and patience. You understand? When he had nothing, not even food and water, it did not distracted him. When he had all the luxuries in the world, and just remember, he does not know whether he will get the answer or not. You understand this point also? Whether he will get the answer ultimately or not, he is just patience. Waiting, because he wants an answer. Patience, curiosity is there, and patience and dispassion. If you don't have dispassion, you will get distracted. If you will get distracted, even if the answer is standing right in front of you, it doesn't matter to you. And sharing this story, the master Vishwamitra says, like Shuka, Rama, you are also ready. Imagine how they used to give knowledge those days. The kind of test we can say, they used to test. You are seeking the highest knowledge. You are not seeking something ordinary. Are you ready for it? That is the question you need to ask. This is now something very interesting. The book starts even before that, this is there. So little bit of science is okay with everyone. Not much, but little bit is okay. I guess there also. Okay. This is for Zoom, this is for recording. So the line, because this line I was new in art of living, not much. So my master, Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji, told read Yog Vasistha. This was the time when internet was still not like this, how Google is. So it was still not there. And he suggested to read the commentary by one Swamiji from Divine Life Society called Swami Venkateshanand, read his commentary. So I started searching for the book. And I went, those days I still can't believe the bookstores were so big, like how it is supermarkets now. Literally such big stores. But when I will ask this about this book, they will look at me like this. Who is this person? What is he asking? There is no reference of this book in their computer system. I kept searching for the book, and after 1.5 years, I found somebody with this book. I asked, from where did you get this book? He said, from US, United States. I was like, come on. Then finally this book became available in India. So because people were not understanding this book, they were not valuing this book, of course. So it was not being printed. So it was printed first in Australia, then it went around the world, and then finally, when this desire to read the book and understand became very much palpable, this book came back. So knowledge never goes away, but if you are not interested, it will not be there in your life. So when I opened this book, the first thing that hooked me, which I will share with the help of little bit of science, it says, now look at the sky. How does the sky looks? Blue. They say, this world, how it appears to you. This world, how it appears to you is an illusion. Like the blueness of the sky is an optical illusion. We say sky is blue, but there is nothing called sky. When there is nothing there, how can it be blue, orange, red, or yellow, whatever? It's just empty space. Why it appears blue? Because of optical illusion. Those who know little bit of science, it is. So he knows, master knows that the disciple will not get the whole thing in the first go. So he says, the world, how it appears to you. He's not saying this world in general. He's saying the world as it appears to you is an illusion, like the blueness of the sky is an optical illusion. Now, can you give me more examples of an optical illusion? Yeah. Yeah, when you put what pen or scale in, it appears bent. What else? So now, what happens when you see an illusion? There could be two possibilities. Mirage, you understand, na, everybody. So you start assuming there is water when it is not there. So if you are caught up in illusion, what will happen to you? You will assume there is water, which is actually. So you understand why it is he's saying this world, how it appears to is an optical illusion. Pen is not bent, but if you get trapped into the illusion, you will feel the pen is bent. Can you share more optical illusions from daily life? Think of it.
I think it's okay, Swamiji, the mic will record.
Record, no? Okay. Anything. Just think of more illusions from daily life, common life. Why? We need to wake up. If we can't wake up at the gross level, to waking up at the subtle level is very tough. So I'm trying to wake you up at the gross level. Can you share more examples from life where you?
Swamiji, there are these mirrors. There are mirrors, lots of optical illusions with mirrors, where if a mirror is convex or concave, people.
Yeah, correct. Like car mirror, back view mirror, the car objects in the back appear smaller. So, okay, what else? You were saying something? Think, think. Huh? That's not a illusion. That is real thing. Yeah, mirage. What else? What else? Think. Sun setting and sun rising. Yeah. We know that sun never sets. We know that sun never rises. You understand? We have forgotten what we already knew. This is illusion. What else? What else? Have you looked yourself into the mirror every day? In the morning, afternoon, sometime. Have you seen? Your right appears left, left appears right. It's an illusion. But you don't trust the illusion. That's why you are, otherwise you will make a mistake. If you trust the illusion, you will make a mistake. So illusion can be helpful or trapping you. What can you think of something more? In the meantime, think more. Think more. So there are 3 levels of understanding: mind, intellect, and beyond, or a beautiful combination of both. This is where lot of illusions are happening. We see the world through our mind. Mind means senses. And senses keep us trapped in illusion. Sun is setting, sun is rising. So higher than a mind is intellect. No, sun is not setting, sun is not rising. It is appearing like that, but it is not actually true. So intellect supersedes mind. Remember this. And then there is something which is beyond. This can only be accessed through meditation, silence, whatever you say. It's very essential that you have some, or you practice silence, or you do meditation, same. Then only this knowledge is accessible. Little bit here and there it keeps coming, but generally it will miss. Intellect has its own limitations, serious limitations. Now, we know that everything is made up of atom. Yes? Atoms. How do we say atom in German? Okay, so what? An atom is made up of what? Protons, neutrons, electrons, and anything else? Yeah. One of the most important thing, space. You know how much space is there? Do you remember? Hey, engineering students. Lot of space. This much space is there in an atom. How much? And the whole substance we call, what we call substance, is 0.00001%. Imagine what we know and what we experience. Either we know wrong or we are experiencing wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I touch it, it's solid. I touch it, it's solid. So what is right? This or this? How the world is appearing to you. The world as it appears to you is an. You are getting the point. You cannot trust your mind for what it perceives. I mean, when you go to higher knowledge, right now, we are not talking about like kids, huh? You understand? Everybody there. The world, how it is appearing to you, is an illusion. If everything is made up of atoms and atom is this much space, then everything is space. But our senses, mind is saying, no, this is solid. that is liquid, that is gas. So illusion, such a big illusion we are living in.
Swami, how does Maya come into play in this?
Hey, we'll come to that later. That is the thing. Mind brings more illusion. So when I read this line, for me it was like, those people even knew about optical illusion? That's why we need to wake up. Now, if you wake up to this reality that everything is an illusion as it appears to us, your world will change immediately. Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to wake up? Yes or no?
Yes.
So whatever you have understood about yourself, your life, your world is an illusion. It's not true. All the concepts that you made, all the things that you understood, where is the truth then? And a mind which is caught up in illusion can never go to the higher reality. This world is a reality, but it's just 0.00001%. If we are stuck here, where is 99.999%? So imagine, and this book is just starting. So, what to do now? If you go to Yoga Sutras, Puja will remember, no? What are the 5 activities of the mind? Here, mind means mind and intellect both. What? Pramana. So now, this is there in Yoga Vasistha also, but it is in very simple words from the Yoga Sutras. From yoga has come. First activity of the mind is pramana. It is into analysis. Why do you analyze? Because you want to understand. Because then only you will understand, no? So pramana is trying to analyze, trying to see the proof, to understand something. And then when you try to understand, what happens is, generally, viparya, misunderstanding. Most of the time we misunderstand. And the third is vikalpa. What is vikalpa is? Illusion, hallucination. You imagine things which have certain amount of base, but it is not actually true. Somebody, oh, my father doesn't love me anymore. Oh, my partner is not interested in me anymore. And then, if mind is not in all these 3, it generally goes to sleep. Simply sleeps. If it is not even in sleep, then it will go to memories. And memories is what? Past. What is memory? Past. Simple, no? So, if it is not trying to understand things, analyze things, if it is trying to understand, it will go to misunderstanding, go to hallucination, if not, then sleep or in the past. That is why, when this is happening, so Yoga Sutra says, if mind is into such state, you are not with yourself. You are away from your own self. This is what it says, no? And we are all the time into this. Many times have you felt you understood something after some time, maybe few months, maybe few years, you realize I was wrong. I misunderstood things. Have you seen this happening? Yes? Something happened and you felt very bad, and then later on you realize, oh, thank God that happened. You know what? It takes so much time to understand that we misunderstood something. We misinterpreted things. So, if the mind is into all these, it will remain stuck outside, not ready and prepared for the higher reality. So, this knowledge is to bring the mind back to the self. Now, it's easier said because we are all intelligent people, intellectuals, very highly intelligent people. It's not easy to give up things. Because if you will start giving up, your world starts to crumble down, fall down. Whatever you have so far found very real, very true, everything starts to go away. What will you do? Nature of space is totally different. Nature of, and we are mostly space. Anything you would like to say or ask so far, what we talked? But tell me, are you ready to give up your idea of your world? Do you have the courage also? That is the main point. Why I'm asking is, do you have the courage to give up your idea of your own world? Now you understand why Shuka was ready for the knowledge. Why Rama is ready for the knowledge. Master is saying perfectly all right. What you have seen, what you have understood, perfectly all right. Because now your mind is off this world, you are ready for this knowledge. You understand the point? If your mind is stuck in this knowledge, forget about beyond what is beyond. So even if you can gather a little bit of courage that yes, I'm ready to give up my idea of my world, masters can work through. When I say master, I don't mean a person actually, any person or personality. Whenever I say master, today, tomorrow, anytime, whenever I am saying a master, just remember I am talking about the knowledge, the wisdom actually. I am talking about the values. I am not talking about any person. So, gather some courage and just see how far you are ready to be courageous. So, before the master is starting, he says, Rama, as it is said, you are ready. By the time our conversation will be over, you will be enlightened. Imagine what? By the time our conversation will be over, you will be And he is just 16-year boy. It doesn't matter how intelligent he is, he's in a crisis. He is in a crisis, and the master is saying, by the time our conversation will be finished, you will be enlightened. Now, in this statement, what do you understand from this statement? Share something. By the time our conversation will be over, you will be free, enlightened.
It doesn't take time to get enlightened.
Yeah. Yes. What else?
Yoga Vasistha has that much of power to enlighten someone.
Yes. So the faith in the knowledge, confidence or faith in the knowledge. What else? Very good. Think more. When you are ready, you will get enlightened. So, faith in the disciple. He is only 16 years old. So much in crisis. He is troubled by the whole world. But Master is saying, I trust you. And one more. One more thing.
Is it
Trust.
is it surrender?
Trust in the Master is saying, you understand, 3 levels of confidence and trust in the self, in the knowledge, in the content, and in the person. And this can help you anytime in the world. Whenever you are talking to someone regarding anything, if you don't feel confident, out of the 3, 1 factor has gone. Imagine how difficult it is becoming for you. Suppose you don't believe in the content also, 2 factors are gone. Or if you believe in yourself, you believe in the thing, but you don't trust the person. Oh, I don't know whether this person will understand or not. Gone. 1 factor has gone. Out of 100%, 33% is gone. So how tough your job becoming, can you imagine? This is what we are doing every day in the life. I am talking to this person, I don't know whether he will get or not, whether she will understand or not. I don't know whether I am talking right or not. Maybe, you understand? When you don't have that level of trust and confidence, things will not work. So the master has confidence in himself. Master has total trust in the knowledge, and master is trusting the disciple. Okay, came back. So now, do you trust yourself? This is very important. You need to trust yourself. You know, whenever you will meet, do we have his photo? No, it's okay. We don't have his photo. Whenever you will meet Sri Ravi Shankar Ji, no matter who you are, from where you are, he will always say, you have come here, you are ready, you are eligible, just relax now. In the beginning, it felt like he's trying to comfort. But now I realize with maturity that when whoever has come is ready. You understand this thing? If you are there, if you are here, you are ready for the knowledge. That's why you are here. That is the only eligibility you have. You need what? You have come because you are willing to understand. That makes you eligible. Not how much you have studied before this. What is your age? What is your exposure? This does not count in this knowledge, any knowledge. What is the eligibility that you are willing, you are ready? Because when you expose your mind, intellect to knowledge, a lot of things will fall away from you. You are ready to take the risk. That's good. At least you are willing. How much you will go, again your mind will decide. But at least you are started. You understand? So this is how my life started to change, because I gave this knowledge a chance in life. Yes, the way I see the world, it means it is more than the way I see the world. This much is sure. I don't know what is the reality, because till now, when I started, I have not encountered the reality. But I understand this much, that the way things are appearing to me is not real, not the truth. So for me, when I was ready to drop this layer, outer layer, when you go to Ishavasa Upanishad, the Upanishad describes the truth as a golden, how do we say? So the shlok goes, Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham. So this is a prayer, that will you be kind enough to remove the ignorance so that I can see you in reality, in totality. By my doing, I cannot remove it, because my mind and my intellect I need to take care, which I am not able to handle. So I am praying to you, will you be kind enough to remove the veil? And that veil is golden, so bright, so shiny. How, you know, how we do the packaging these days? Beautiful packaging. Then only customers come. No, if you don't do the packaging well, nobody is going to come. Even if you have a product which is like $1 billion, it doesn't matter. You need to present. Packaging means presentation. Will you be kind enough to remove this golden veil that is surrounding you so that I can see you? This is the prayer. But for that, I need to understand there is a golden veil. For that, I need to become aware that I need to drop. Is it becoming too much? No? It's okay? A little bit too much. It's okay. It's okay there also. So now what we will do is 2 hours we have, no? So in the beginning we'll keep go sequentially, but it will not always be sequentially going through one chapter, second chapter, third. We will go back and come back, because I'm trying to, my effort is to make things understandable in a very scientific way and a logical way, because we are very intelligent people. We need things in a logical way. Okay? That is my effort is all about. So the second chapter then starts when the master starts to speak, and this is called Mumukshu Vyavahar Prakaran. What should be the attitude, understanding of the one who is willing to know? The basic understanding, what should be it, so that you can go up, one up higher, one up higher, because then the chapter is how this world has been created, come into existence. You understand? And then the how it is sustained, then how it dissolves. It's called, what is called? No, after this, how this world is, what do we call it in Sanskrit? How this world has come into existence, sustains itself, dissolves, and then comes liberation. Imagine, liberation comes after your world has completely dissolved, not before that. Utpatti, Sthiti, Vilay, and then liberation. This is very interesting. So this is these two, first and second chapter, Vairagya Prakaran and Mukshu Vyavahar Prakaran, chapter of, chapter is not the right word, but it's okay. Chapter of dispassion, extreme dispassion. And what should be the attitude, understanding, code of conduct for one who is willing to know? These are the easiest chapters. These are the easier things. Then we will move on to more and more esoteric things. And this book has lots of pranayama and lots of meditation, but none of the pranayama goes like, let's close your eyes, now we will start. It doesn't happen like this. Neither the meditations will be like, now we will start meditation. Meditation will suddenly start happening. You have to become aware, now the meditation has started. You have to sit for meditation now. And okay, Savani has also done part 1 program? No, no, okay. So we are exactly half. Half who has not done, half who has done. So a lot of meditation from part 1 program is there in this, like Panchkosha is there, sun meditation is there, aura meditation is there in Yoga Vasistha, which we learn in part 1 program. We do. So if you ever get a chance, do the part 1 program of Art of Living. It is there. Why? Because any knowledge without practice is incomplete. Only understanding things will not make you realize the reality. So we'll meditate also today. Okay. So this is the Indian print of the book. And then okay, change it. We are taking 1 minute break. Yeah, anybody wants to take a break and go for a break and come back. Drink some water, want to go to washroom, go to washroom and come back. So who is there online? I can see Abhinav and then
Vasistha, Abhinav, Ashwini,
okay.
and Advait.
My God. Then only 4, including me, 4 people are appearing, huh? Oh. Zoom has given lots of siddhis to people in the world. People can go vanish. कैसे बोलते हैं, हमारे अंतर ध्यान हो जाते हैं, प्रकट हो जाते हैं. सिद्धियां बहुत सारी हैं. क्या ठीक है अभी तक? हाँ, श्रावणी, गुड. Yeah. And this is there in the first book, first semester of physics in the engineering. First line. I remember this very clearly. I've not studied engineering, but I know this because I have seen the book. What, Peter? All good?
Just ask for filling up understanding tools. Like what is this passion in German?
How do we say dispassion in German? Yeah, Vairagya. Vairagya is a much beautiful word. But there are some words which has no parallel still in English. So and masters can be very subtle. You really need to understand what they are trying to say. Even after saying this much, giving so much confidence, look what master is saying. Huh? Very. O Rama, even as water remains water, whether there are waves or no waves. Whatever be the external appearance of the liberated sage, his wisdom remains unchanged. So what is he saying basically? Don't get caught up in the outer appearance. And these, right now, every time, it has been happening since beginning of human civilization. We are more stuck in the external appearance. That's why we create a blockage. Also, why master is saying this? The disciple has learned everything from him only. All the subjects he has learned under him only. So for him, it's like I know him. He has taught me everything. So he's saying, for what you have come now is a totally different thing. So don't get into the external appearance. This is something very important for all of us. Huh? So first thing, in this world, whatever you gain is because of your self-effort. In this world, whatever you gain is out of your self-effort. Whatever is lacking is because your self-effort has gone, has some lack. So, will you take responsibility for everything that is not there in life?
Yes.
You see what the master is saying. Anything where failure is encountered, it is seen that there has been slackness in the effort. So anything that is there not in the life is because of your self-effort has not been 100%. And then he says, even more shocking, there is nothing called fate, nothing called destiny. Neither there is anything called divine's will. There is nothing called fate or destiny or divine's will. It is only and only your self-effort. Now what will you do? Would you still like to go ahead with this knowledge? Think about it. Then you will not be able to blame anything in this world, anybody in this world for anything that has happened in your life, that is happening in the world. You cannot blame the God also. No astrology, nothing. It is very simple. Whatever you are experiencing is because of your and your self-effort. No divine will, no fate, no destiny. So, Are you ready to take the responsibility of whatever is happening in your life, whatever has happened in your life, that it is your own creation? Think about it. If you do not take responsibility, you will not be able to make any change in the anything. Spirituality or wisdom, whatever we can say, the first and the foremost thing is to take responsibility. You remember the point of responsibility, those who have done. If you do not take responsibility, forget about everything. So think about the times when you have not taken the responsibility and you have rather happily blamed anyone, something, maybe God, I don't know. Why to take responsibility? Every time we blame someone or something, we will not be ready to put 100% effort. Human psychology is like that. Because the point here is self-effort. Sanskrit में पुरुषार्थ, we say purusharth. What you do. Self-effort is not only what you do, it is of three types. What you think, what you say, and what you do. All these three are self-effort. Roughly, action. So many times when we are not doing anything, not saying, but something is already happening here. That is the seed of action, which we have heard also many times. So you have already planted the seed of future action, even if nothing is right now happening in the physical world. You understand? Subtle world and the physical, gross world. If something has already, you have planted a seed in the subtle world, today or tomorrow, there is a very high chance that it will materialize in the physical world. Unless you meditate or do something like that, then Sudarshan Kriya meditation, maybe then that seed can be destroyed. So no blaming from now onwards, anybody, anything, not even yourself. This is very interesting. Even if you blame yourself, you will not be able to put 100% effort. Did that made sense also? Even if you blame yourself for anything, that you are not good enough, you have not done good enough, even then you cannot put 100%. You cannot be 100% if you are blaming yourself or anybody else. Remember, be 100%. They know because they have done the program. So the knowledge is be 100%. You are here right now, be 100%. You have many responsibilities, many things, be here 100%. Then only you can make any change. So maybe a little bit more and then we will continue tomorrow. So he is explaining now what is fate, what is destiny, or what is divine will. So he says your self-effort is of two kinds, two categories perhaps. One is of past, one is of present. When, and these two, the present self-effort and the self-effort of the past, they are in constant conflict with each other. Conflict not as in war. They are constantly interacting with each other. Whichever is stronger will win. When the self-effort of the past wins over the self-effort of the present, people say it is my destiny. Without realizing it is their own self-effort of the past which is giving the fruit right now. This is the situation when people say this is God's will, but they don't realize it is not God's will. It is their own self-effort of the past which is giving the fruit now. So it is all about self-effort, self-effort, self-effort. And then he says something very amazing. By the self-effort of the present, you can overcome the self-effort of the past. This I never forget. He says, I'm repeating, by the self-effort of the present, you can overcome the self-effort of the past. Because present moment has infinite potential. Present moment. Understand now importance of present moment? But every time we are thinking of something of the past, the moment you think of the past, moment you blame, your mind is not in the present moment. You cannot be here 100%. You understand the thing? When you are not here present 100% in the present now, you cannot give your 100%. If you cannot give your 100%, then you are at the mercy of the self-effort of the past. Your present self-effort still might overcome the past, but you don't know. Now the probability has started to come down. That's why be 100%. Present moment has infinite potential. That's why this, when you will read this book now, it seems very simple. But if you start contemplating on it, your life is going to change for sure. Nothing will remain same in life. For you, nothing will remain same. For people, you might remain same. But for you, your whole world changes. Okay. Anything you want to say or ask? From there also, and yeah.
So far, whatever we have been hearing is like all the good that happens in life is mainly because of our self-effort and also because of grace or blessings. So, but what you said is very contradictory.
Yeah. Masters are known to do that. Yes, we'll come to that. Where is the, then what is the position, what is the importance of grace? We'll come to that. But right now, because as a disciple, we need to understand, this is the starting point. We need to understand our self-effort is very important. If you don't understand, because mind is still not very, कैसे कच्चा है मन, उसको क्या बोल सकते हैं? Very raw. The moment it starts thinking grace will work, na, okay, grace will take care. Then you are not 100%. You will not be 100%. But still we'll come to that. And understand, just a starting point. We need to understand you cannot accept your self-effort, being 100% here, doing everything you can do, It's not possible if your mind is dependent on something else. Simply not possible. Still, by the third day, we'll come to that also. Remind me, huh? Third day. What else? This is there. This conversation is going perfectly all right. Yeah. This is, he explains what to do, how to do. What is the guidance of self-effort? How do I know that? What is the right thing to do? Perfect. We are going right. What else? But first of all, understand that you need to be here in the present 100%. Then only anything else. In the part 1 program, that is wisdom called, which is related to present moment. It seems very ordinary. Now we understand the importance of it. You will see even more importance of it. How it can change everything. Anything? Yeah. Bolo na.
Swamiji, can I ask a question?
Yeah. 1 minute अभी ना मेरा शॉल दे दो. शुभम दे दो. हाँ अभिनव, go ahead.
Swamiji, you in the earlier part of the session, you said our senses are misleading us.
Yes.
But in our day-to-day life, we are so much dependent
Yes.
on
Yes.
them. How
Yes.
how to not rely on them, because our
When
day-to-day life is
yes, Abhinav. So he is asking because we are dealing in this world through our senses, mind. When I say mind is working through the 5 senses. Understand one thing. We know you are also teacher. The senses are. Shall I wait? Yeah, we'll wait.
Hi, Sanyukta, can you please mute yourself?
Sure.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
So the senses, the mind is the data collecting agent through the mind is using the senses to collect the data. We need to understand. Data is one thing. The interpretation of the data is very important. The job of intellect is to interpret the data. So the interpreter of data is more important than the data itself. Why? Because if, for example, I'm giving a very simple example. I'm from India basically, from where I started my spiritual journey very apparently is on hills. So there the soil is of red color. And I was living there for a long time. And then one day I started traveling by train, and then I suddenly saw the soil is also of white color and brown color. And then I suddenly realized that soil is not only red color. When we keep looking at the sun rising and setting daily, slowly we forget that sun never rises, sun never sets. It's just like a kid who is playing with his toys or her toys. The toy breaks down and the kid is crying. Oh my, My car has broken down. It has come back. My car has broken down, and as elders, what do we say? Don't worry, it's just a toy. Generally, we say this, no? Why are you crying? We'll buy another toy. So we need to trust our intellect more. Now, what kind of intellect? It will come later on. Mostly intellect which is exposed to wisdom and meditation both. And on a consistent basis, a regular basis, then only. We can't trust our senses too much. Little bit, yes. Not much. And this is one thing, Abhinav, we are becoming aware the sun is not setting, sun is. How do we know that the toys we are playing with are not toys? We are telling the kids, don't worry, it is just a toy. We will buy another toy. And we keep crying over our toys. Your mobile breaks down and just see your face in the mirror. That time you don't remember that this is just a toy. So wisdom is what? It's nothing. It's just a toy. Why are you crying over your toys? What else? Anything? And this might become very intense also, sessions today, tomorrow, specifically tomorrow, and you might feel very meditative also. It happens. Because sage Vasistha is known for meditation and wisdom both.
Swamiji, I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you say self-effort, like giving 100%, does that also include letting go? Like letting go is also
that is also self-effort.
like an effort. Okay.
Yeah. Everything that we can do and what we don't do also is self-effort. Like somebody is shouting at you and you that time you decide to keep quiet, that is also self-effort. So it's not just the action, it's the words and the mind also, the state of the mind. What is going on in the mind is also, because first thing happens in the mind, then only things happen in the physical world.
Thank you.
What else? Even you pray, that is also self-effort. Nothing, then we will meditate. So if anybody wants to take a break, go take a break and come back and meditate. It is. Hey, recording again, okay. So there is a man in United States. He is now 50 plus. So whenever from early childhood, he will not see people. He will see only lights. He did not recognize his mother till by the face till he was 30 years old. So he will whenever he will see only lights. So what is reality then? What our senses are showing us. People those days, no, they thought he's crazy. They put him into lots of drugs and everything. But by nature's grace, he's all right. He's doing good. He's into other things, not normal job, business. He's into healing. So that's it for today. Stop.